Hey everyone, it's me Noah with the Meta Collectors, and today we have another deck tech video for you. This one is very important though. We saw in the New Year's event, Loveland Frogman was kicking butt and taking names. And we just saw in the Caster Society event, even though it's slightly different, Loveland Frogman still kicking butt and taking names. How do we beat Loveland Frogman? Well, that's a metagame question, and we'll get to that in another video down the line. But let's focus on today and trying to figure out a way to beat him. And that is with this Earth deck. Welcome to Earth. Here we go. So we're starting off with two bookmarks like you normally would. We're also playing a copy of New Year's New Beginnings. This one is better than New Beginnings, and we'll explain why in a little bit. But again, just drawing cards, bookmarking pages is what you want to do. Powerup Red, 3 aura, plus 100, plus 100. We say in every video, we'll keep saying it. This card's nuts. You probably just want to play it. As long as you're playing more than like 8 beasties, you're just going to play this card. It's fantastic. Makes it harder to remove your guys, makes the game go faster. We're playing Born from the Earth, or what the kids like to call BFTE. 1 aura, search your spell book for a Terra page. You and your opponent get to do so, and the next beastie you contract will cost X less, where X is the number of Terra traits it shares. So we're using this to go tutor for Ground and Swamp. Now, why are we tutoring for Ground and Swamp? Well, it's because our beasties really care about those two Terra traits. So first up, we have Tuttle Monster. 1 colorless, 1 Earth Aura, 60 life points. It has Burrow and Unblockable. That's huge. It gets another 20 damage with both Ground and Swamp, so that's really important. It can't be affected by Scared or Fear, so that makes it initially good against some decks. It deals 20 damage, as well as has the status effect down here, as you can see. It gets a 20 damage boost as well to Lightning and Forest. So it's all around, good against Forest, good against Lightning, good against Dark, but at the same time, it has Burrow because those water beasties, and it's unblockable for those water beasties. So we're playing 4 Tuttle Monster. And again, going off the Swamp and Ground train, we have Murphysboro Mud Monster. 1 colorless, 2 Earth Aura, 80 life points, unblockable, gets plus 20 attack if you have Swamp, plus 20 life points if you have Ground. It deals 30 damage and inflicts a Scared indication counter. So it can deal up to 50, but then it gets a plus 20 to its attack to Lightning and Water. That's huge. And if it initiates combat, it gets to deal 10 damage to up to 2 other opposing beasties that aren't the primary defender. That's fantastic. We can get some water babies out of there. It's fantastic, unblockable, 4 copies. Ackler, 4 colorless aura, 70 life points, comes in with Fleet, deals 50 damage. We're going to choose Dark when it enters, so it deals an extra 10 and inflicts Scared. This is primarily to have a fleeting answer to Loveland Frogman. If they don't have the Smoky Spirits, he can take it out as a top deck. Ackler, good card. Next up, we have Slide Rock Bolter, 2 colorless aura, 4 Earth Aura, has Burrow, Stone Skin, Wall, gets plus 50 for Mountain. We're not playing it, but our opponent might. Deals 60 damage. You can also tap it to fatigue it to take some damage and destroy a aura page in play, but it's important if your opponent has stone on their 4th wall list, you will need to side this card out. This card's fantastic, but alas, if they have it on their 4th wall, it's going to hurt you a lot. But what's important to note is that currently this deck isn't really seeing play, so what's the likelihood of people having stone on their list? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Let's see what the tournaments look like, but at the same time, there's another set coming out, so I think it's going to be even increased less likely for Stone to be on the list. So, Slide Rock Bolter, fantastic card. Sinkhole Sam, 6 Earth Aura, 120 life points. It's got Burrow, and it's got the Wall, which means on your opponent's turn, it's going to have double health, so it'll have 240. It makes it really hard to get through. We're not really using it for that. It deals 20 damage and deals 50 damage with Ground. However, once during your turn, a target beastie gains Burrow. Doesn't say until end of turn, so I'm inclined to believe that the beastie gains burrow for the entirety of its stay on the battlefield or in the arena. So being able to give your Murphy's Mud Monster, which is really the only other beastie, or maybe your Adam Ackler, burrow, is really important, or can be important, can be really effective. But lo and behold, it's just a 70 damage burrowing beastie that is pesky to deal with. Now, let's get to the reason why we are playing Earth and why we're combating Water Aura this hard. 3 colorless aura, 3 Earth aura, 150 life, flying, stone skin. It's got city and stars, so maybe if you're playing against a Mothman deck or playing against a Cosmic deck, you might get an additional boost. But this card can't have status effect indicators put on it. It also has flying, which means it can't be Loveland Frogman, and it can't be destroyed by Flood the Earth. That is their 2 primary ways to win. Currently, not a lot of lists are playing Crab in their main deck, so that's another card that you get to dodge, which can be annoying for the Earth deck. But it deals 20 damage and inflicts scared, 10 damage to all opposing beasties, that's not targeting them. And if you deal 20 damage to a caster, you get to deal 50 damage to them instead. So it's actually a clock, it deals 70 damage. Great card. Grafton Monster, 6 Earth aura. As someone that lives near Grafton Road, this one holds a special place. 150 life, stone skin. Again, its life total gets doubled on your opponent's turn. It's unblockable. If Forest or Mountain are in play, we get a plus 40 to our attack. We don't have those, but maybe our opponent does, right? We play Born from the Earth. Maybe they are friendly. But what's important is this page cannot be affected by non-beastie pages while on or off the arena. The primary important thing there is that it means it cannot be Flood the Earth. If this is in play and your opponent casts or contracts to Flood the Earth, this will not get removed. And it also can't have status effect indicators put on it, so therefore it also cannot be Loveland Frogman. And every single beastie has to attack this beastie if able. I mean, come on. This is just a nutty card. Fantastic. Grafton Monster. Lightning in a bottle. We're playing this in case we need to control the board with our Murphysboro Mud Monsters or Tuttle Monster. It's important to get that oomph where you need it to really deal with 2 pesky things at one time. But we're also playing Graveyard Mud. Now, the reason we're playing Graveyard Mud is, 1, because it gets back our Tuttle Monsters and our Murphysboro Mud Monsters that don't survive Flood the Earth. But at the same time, we're also playing New Year's New Beginnings. So we could have a hand where, say, we play like an aura, maybe an aura fact, and a terror page. We cast New Year's New Beginnings. We pitch some Tuttle Monsters and Murphysboro Mud Monsters, and then we draw Mud here, and we get to play them on turn 1. That seems insane. It's also, classic recursion of your beasties. That gets back the beasties that don't survive the Flood the Earth. Fantastic card. Earth Spinding. This is sort of a catch-all. 4 Earth aura. Fatigue each opposing beastie. They gain burrow, but they lose first strike and flying until end of turn. And then all opposing beasties are dealt 10 damage until end of turn. They're fatigued and they get damaged an extra 10 for each Earth page that attacks it. So this 4 aura, fatigue everything. They lose first strike, they lose flying. It's a catch-all. It's also, if you need to close out a game, you can just tap everything, get rid of the pesky blockers. We're also playing 1 copy of Rock Rain as a catch-all to deal X damage divided. I'll explain why we're not playing more. Rock Rain, it's just not really effective against the Water Aura decks really all that much. Can't target Loveland Frogman. There's no real reason to get rid of the baby. Chessie has too much life points to really deal with, and the crab has stone skin and also is just too ineffective. So there's a lot of things that this really can't help against, but against other decks it's good, so we play it, but we opt for lightning in a bottle over it. Playing 2 copies of Stalactites. 1 Earth Aura, 50 life points. It can tap for a Earth page, which means we can use it to ramp. We can also use it to block. It's like the only artifact that can. And it deals 20 damage. It doesn't deal that in combat, so that's 20 damage that can't be really Smoky Spirits. And when it's destroyed, you get to shuffle a Earth page back into your deck, be it the Potion or the Earth's Binding. So we're playing 2 Stalactites. Now this is where it's going to get confusing. We're playing Obsidian Obelisk as our aura effect. We are not playing Earth's Cores. We are not playing Chaos Crystal. We are playing 9 Earth Aura and 2 copies of Obsidian Obelisk. Why? Chaos Crystal, in this deck you want to make sure you can hit your land drops. You need to be able to play your aura on curve, exactly on curve. You really can't miss a beat because you have to get to 6. Which means you can fall behind early. Say they have a water baby, they can just attack your Chaos Crystal, destroy it. If they have a lightning in a bottle, they can attack your Earth's Core and just destroy it because it's strong against the Earth's Core. So it does 30 plus 20, so they can just get rid of it immediately. With this in play, it's a dark aura, so their water babies don't kill this immediately. They can only deal 30 damage to it. Really 40, a lot of the decks aren't playing River of Time or River. But the idea of playing this is that this aura effect will stick in play if they have a water baby and a lightning in a bottle, where the other one does not. It just dies way too easily to all those beasties because it's weak against them. And all of our cards have colorless in their cost. So like you have Tuttle Monster that costs 1 colorless and 1 earth. You've got Murphysboro, which costs 1 colorless and 2 earth. So we're not really missing a beat. The only cards we're actually like getting hindered on are our super late game cards anyway. That it's not going to matter. Like we're never really casting Earth Binding on turn 4. We're casting it way down the line. Grafton Monster and Sinkhole Sam are the only other 2 beasties that require a full suite of 6 Earth Aura. The rest are 3 and 3 or 2 and 4 or so on and so forth. So this deterministically against the water deck, if you're expecting a meta game of 80%, this is where you want to be. So that and then 9 Earth Aura is our deck here. Sideboard options, I mean, you can play Earthquake. You can give everything Burrow through Sinkhole Sam to your opponents, and then Earthquake the board to deal 50 damage AoE. You can play other things, but really, the current listing, you know, Webcaster MD to really fight the Loveland decks more. But this is built in a way to combat those decks. You have your sticky beasties that are unblockable and have Burrow. You have your Earth beasties that are actually have attacks that are strong against water that deal AoE. You have beasties that can't be affected by Flood the Earth. You have beasties that can't have stats affected indicators, which means they can't be affected by Loveland Frogman. You have ways to recur the beasties that do die to Flood the Earth. You have ways to recur the spells that you cast once you cast them. And then you have some pretty rad synergy. And then you have a aura effect that doesn't die immediately to their 1-drop because it's weak against it. You can just play this one and it's basically the same thing, except it doesn't take as much damage and you're not really falling behind while doing so. So that is our Earth Aura list for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. There's some other options you can play, but you know, I don't want to play a fearsome BC critter video unless I'm playing Forest. But let us know what you guys think. What do you think of the video? Do you think I'm crazy for putting Obsidian Obelisk in a Earth deck over Earth's Core? What do you think of the metagame so far? I know we want to make a metagame video, but you know, with that it takes time. If we want to present you guys something with like real hard analytical like understanding and knowledge of the metagame, it will take some effort. But that's something we're devoting the time to. And we'll get that out to you. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys want to see. I know there's a headless Annie deck. I still need to upload for everyone. I also have a lightning aura deck. If you guys are interested, we can either do Ding Bells, Turbo Ding Bell, or the casual Quetz deck, and we can go over why the Quetz deck dominated for so long so early. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, give us a like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and stay involved with the community. Again, shout out to the Casters Society guys. They ran a fantastic tournament. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. The Flood the Earth. There's a reason why we made that our #1 card in Nightfall, and the tournament helped show exactly why it deserved that spot. Go watch those videos. They're fantastic. Shout out to everyone else in the community. You guys are doing great. Metazoo is so fun and so inviting. Again, thank you guys so much. We're almost at 200 subscribers, and we started this channel like for fun, just to help people, learn the game, and it's been incredible. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.